what we found through the critical reporting that's been going on through this process is that's being ignored. So we're doing an executive order that says that they are mandated to do it, and there will be penalties if they don't. Civil penalties.
Governor?
Mark?
Thank you, Governor. The update on drive-ins, whether that could be an essential business.
Mr. Mahika, who's in charge of reviewing drive-ins?
ESDC is still reviewing that. So we didn't get an actual request. Last time you asked a question, there had not been a formal request into ESD. There is now a formal request in there. They're still evaluating it right now. So this was a few days ago.
When you're in this situation. But we in China, who help us with trade relations, they were helpful here, but in truth, this is so much beyond that level. You have the federal government going to China to buy supplies. You have Illinois, California, New York, Italy, South Korea, everybody going to China. And it was well beyond the capacity of our reps. That's what we're saying.
Farmers right now are really struggling across the state. They are looking to the federal government for assistance, but there's also state lawmakers that have introduced a couple bills that on the state level things can happen. Have you thought about doing things like the 60-hour work week, for example, for farm employees, or any other changes to help farmers on the state level?
We're looking at all of that. Again, many of those bills require state funding, and we don't have it. To the extent a bill doesn't require funding but can be a part of the reopening plan, we're looking at all of that. And I'm open to all of that.
So many upstate county executives are looking for the state to reopen the golf courses, and also Mayor Bill de Blasio saying that beaches and pools should be shut for the rest of the season. Do you think this is too soon to say?
Yeah, look, I talked to a number of upstate officials, and yeah, everyone has their own ideas. I get it, and I respect it, and we have 700 school districts. We have 699 opinions on when to open schools and close schools, and the school district officials feel that their opinion matters most, and I understand that. We have upstate county executives who want to open beaches, want to open parks, et cetera. These decisions are all interconnected, right? And this is the conversation I have with them. You know, you open your schools as one district, well then what does it do to the next door district? And if we don't coordinate this, it's going to make a situation worse for everyone. Same thing with beaches. You open your beaches, but I don't open my beaches. My people are all going to go to your beach, right? We're two counties, let's say. And what you do with your beaches affects me. And one of us does something and the other one doesn't, now we have a problem. And it can be beaches, it can be parks, it can be hiking trails, it can be schools, it can be any of these things. So the first place we started here was in an emergency, a governor issues executive orders that say we have to coordinate as a state. In an emergency, more so than ever before. That's the concept of an emergency declaration. Why does the president get more power in an emergency declaration? Because it's an emergency. So we have an emergency. So what you want to do with your park, normally, yeah, it's up to you. But in an emergency, what you do with your park can affect what everybody else does with their park. Because you have all sorts of people dying to get out of the house. I found out your parks are open. You can have people coming from across the state to your park. Now, maybe you want that, or maybe you don't want that. But I get a lot of calls from people in the Adirondacks. They don't want a lot of people coming from downstate to the Adirondacks and flooding their community right now. So what one does affects everyone. So schools, opening businesses, parks, beaches, all these decisions need to be coordinated on a statewide basis. And local governments, I get their concern. We all have to cooperate, and yes, we'll make decisions, we'll make them collectively, but they have to be uniform on a state level. Because there's then actually a higher level